What? Screw it. We'll be good. Our next guest went to the same college as Larry Bird, but he might have an even bigger Cinderella story. From Indiana State to being undrafted, this man has more receiving touchdowns than, check this out, DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, and Justin Jefferson. Please welcome, from Titletown, USA, Packers tight end, Robert Tonyan. What's up,
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. It's awesome to be here.
Man. Oh, man, we're glad that you're joining us. We appreciate you joining us. Now, you recently said that your goal entering the season was 5 receiving touchdowns. You now have 9 touchdowns this season, tied for the most amongst tight ends. Could you ever imagine that your season was going to go like this? And what do you think? How do you feel about leading all tight ends in 2020 in touchdowns?
Yeah, I mean, just putting in the work in the offseason. I knew a season like this was going to come about. I didn't know how it was going to happen or when or how many in what game or whatever, but just putting my head down and working and hoping, you know, a season like this would come. And leading the league in touchdowns isn't going to really mean anything unless we get that Super Bowl here in Green Bay.
Ooh. All right, Robert, before we go on with this conversation, when I'm in McHenry, Illinois, there's only one general contracting company I'm using. Give me some love. Show me what the sweatshirt is. Tell us what you're rocking, because we've got guys who are wearing all the logos and the brands and the Supreme. You're rocking what sweatshirt right now?
This is my family business, William Tonyan and Sons. That's my great-grandpa.
Good.
So, yeah, since 1962, it's right here. I rock them pretty much every pregame. Yeah, that's just, don't forget where you came from and, you know, just trying to keep the brand of the name.
That's what's up.
Love it. Robert Joseph, I believe, right? Tonyan Jr. That's your full name. We're so excited to have you on our show, making your debut. And we're really excited about the game on Saturday. It's not often we get football on a Saturday. It's a doubleheader on NFL Network. You can see your game as you host the Panthers there at Lambeau at 8:15 p.m. on Saturday night. What are you most excited about, and how critical is it to keep the pedal to the metal, if you will, to finish these last 3? Only 3 left to get that 1 seed. The only bye week in the entire conference.
Yeah, I think just keeping the momentum that we have going right now on all 3 phases of the ball. I think that getting hot at the right time is the right thing to do in this situation. Trying to get that first seed, already getting the division, and going to the playoffs and making that Super Bowl run. I think we just need to stay consistent and stay hot and fast.
Big Bob Tonyan, we love having you on the show, but we need you to clear something up. You're living this dream. You're in the Green Bay Packers, and you play with Aaron Rodgers, and it's Titletown and Lombardi and in Lambeau Field, and yet the face of your offense is a golden Dutch dude wearing roller skates talking about gold. I love gold. What in the hell is the deal with the gold member thing? Because that movie, you were only 8 years old when that came out. Have you seen it? And tell us again about the entire gold member saga as it pertains to the 2020 Packers.
Yeah, I was a big Austin Powers guy growing up. Me and my dad would watch all those movies with Mike Myers. But, yeah, I think it's just a good motto to have. We started it last year. We bought in a little bit on it. We weren't, you know, with the new, you know, coaching staff coming in, we weren't really understanding, like, what it really meant. But now it's, like, what we live. When we cross that 50, like, we're just sniffing gold, and that's like kind of our motto. We're all trying to get gold and trying to get that money and trying to win games.
I love it. You might feel like a 1 year, you know, here we are in the first year of Robert Tonyan, but we became fans of yours 2 years ago because of a Thursday night game in Seattle. Aaron Rodgers, pass back, throws a deep pass, and it's Robert Tonyan out of Indiana. We didn't even know, like, who's the sycamore catching this huge touchdown in a Thursday night game. That was all the way back in 2018, your first big splash. So now it's been about 24 months. How has your relationship progressed and blossomed with that quarterback, number 12, who we know thinks so fondly of you and has ever since that 2018 season?
Yeah, I think just kind of gaining his trust and building that bond and that relationship over the last 2 years. Just being on the field, just knowing that I can be consistent and where he needs to be me, or where I need to be, or he needs me to be. But other than that, just kind of go out there and play football. Him trusting me, letting me go out and be me, him encouraging me to be me. You can't really ask more than that, especially coming from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Just him being so encouraging and wanting me to be great and me wanting to be great. It's kind of self-explanatory how the relationship grew.
No doubt about it. It's like the best of both worlds. You have the talent, and Aaron Rodgers is the best in the business. And I like that Jordan shrug, man. Just like, look, I'm scoring touchdowns. What you want me to do? I'm Robert Tonyan. But speaking of shrugs, I know that you've worked out with George Kittle before. You guys are buddies. And at one point, you guys are roommates. Now, you're a pretty chill dude. You're pretty reserved. And Kittle, that dude is on 10 all the time. Sometimes he's on 12. So what was it like when you guys were actually living together? Like, give us some insight, because we love having Kittle on the show. He's amazing. Like, what was it like actually living with the dude?
Yeah, we lived with each other the last 2 years in the off season. Probably will be living with each other again until I get my own place down there. But yeah, it's wild. I mean, we're just on one 24/7, just having fun, just competing, whatever it is, competing, video games, the weight room, conditioning, whatever it is, we're constantly competing. I think that, just doing it with one of the best in the league. And
so who's a better cook? Like who's a better cook? Who wins in video games?
George is better at video games, but I'll be a better cook for sure.
All right, well, listen, you keep cooking on the field, man, because you're one of the best in the business, and just keep this thing going, man. You might as well just finish out the season leading the tight ends and touchdowns. We're big fans of you, and thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate you guys for having me. This is awesome. Thank you.
Oh, man, you're awesome.
Thanks, Tonyan. Have a good day. Have a good game on Saturday, that doubleheader. Of course, right here on NFL Network, they host the Panthers at Lambeau. Up next, we got some sleepers.